stem or the fertile leaf of Osmundastrum cinnamomeum. These are all sterile leaves. More often than not, you're going to see the sterile leaves, but when you do see that fertile stem, the fertile leaf comes up from right in the middle of that clump and stands up about 3/4 to as tall as the plant. So this leaf, rather than having photosynthesizing leaves, they're modified into these structures that just wrap around the spores. And so we have all these tiny spores packed into these modified leaves on that fertile leaf. Other ferns, as I mentioned, will have leaves that look identical. The fertile leaf and the sterile leaf will look identical. There's also different morphology used with ferns, so I'll try to introduce that now. I may not use it the entire time, but just so you have a sense of what the terminology means. Rather than calling something a leaf in a fern, we call it a frond. So this entire thing is the frond. Rather than calling these leaflets, we call these pinnae. So a single one is a pinna. This is a pinna. The plural is pinnae. P-I-N-N-A for pinna, P-I-N-N-A-E for pinny. Pinny, I guess is how you pronounce it. And then these even more ultimate divisions of the pinnae are called pinnules, P-I-N-N-U-L-E-S. So this frond is divided into pinnae that are divided into pinnules. In addition, instead of calling this a stem, we call it a stipe, S-T-I-P-E. We call this a harvester. Harvestman, right? You're not taping this, are you?
I'm taping it.
Cut that part. I don't know. Non-plants. What am I doing? All right, buddy, why don't you go somewhere else? So cinnamon fern is one of our larger ferns. It does get 4 to 5 feet tall. It's going to grow in wet areas, either in full sun or in shade. Back wet, yep. And its pinnae are divided into pinnules that are nearly lobed all the way to the base. So this pinna has lobes that almost go all the way to the base, but they're not quite separated. In addition, there's a little bit of an upward turn. If you look at each one of those pinnules, there's a little bit of an upward turn at the tip of each one of those, which is characteristic of cinnamon fern, Osmundastrum cinnamomeum.
Repeat that one more time.
So when we look at these pinnules, they turn upwards just a little bit at their tip.
What do you call that? Revolute?
They are somewhat revolute margin. Yeah, they're kind of rolled under on their margins. Yep. And a really good field character, which hopefully you got in the specimens that we handed out to you for cinnamon fern, is at the base of each pinna, so each one of these longer divisions, at the base there's a tuft of hairs that's whitish to sometimes cinnamon colored. Can everybody see that tuft of hairs at the base? Kind of cobwebby, spiderwebby hairs at the base, clustered together at the base of each one of those pinnae. Anyone not see that tuft of hairs? If you can't, we'll make sure you get one that you can see it. You can't see it? Anybody else not able to see it? Hand lens? Are you using a hand lens to see it?